Welcome back to Mufc Realist TV and the transfer corner on this day recording, which is the 24th. It's a Saturday. Not much spinning around there in the ether, not much regarding the takeover news, the transfers, but a lot of things regarding the silly season. And the transfer news is pretty much what's going on with Mason Mount. Why is Chelsea rejecting the third bid that's coming in for around 55 million plus add-ons? We know that, Mason Mount's got 1 year left on his contract. Chelsea wants to cash in, pretty much clear the deck so they can actually go and start spending in this summer transfer window. Remember that they went on a madness last summer window, bought in a lot of players, in estimation over 400 million pounds. So in order to go and strengthen in this summer, they need to offload a lot of players. And we've seen that mass exodus, what Todd Bowley is practicing with Saudi Arabia, trying to sort of first clear out the players, and then once you do that, you just kind of just reduce the FFP rules and the overall wage structure, so you can actually go in the summer and spend money. And we know that Chelsea's heavily eyeballing 𝒖𝒂𝒚 𝑹𝒂𝒍𝒊𝒔𝒕 as one of the targets, and offloading Mason Mount is high on the priorities. So basically trying to get as much money as possible so they can go out and buy 𝒖𝒂𝒚 𝑹𝒂𝒍𝒊𝒔𝒕. Now I have a little bit of a problem with that, and if we are seriously about Manchester United as a club to go and buy Mason Mount for the extortion money, what they're asking for is basically sponsoring Todd Bowley to say, look, we will take your reject player that you don't really want so that you can get one of our targets, which is highly sought and after by Chelsea, Arsenal, many other players, and that's 𝒖𝒂𝒚 𝑹𝒂𝒍𝒊𝒔𝒕. I would say third bid rejected is to say to Todd Bowley, look, this is our third and final offer, take it or leave it. We know that you need to sell Mason Mount and in order to move in the transfer market, so this is our final bid, leave it on the table, walk away and see what Todd Bowley is doing. But another thing which is kind of a worrying sign regarding our targets is that who is actually managing Bayern Munich at the moment, and that is, as we know, Tuchel, which Mason Mount played very regularly under Tuchel's style and system. Now we also know that if we look at Mr. Bayern transfer market himself, that is Christian Falk, is heavily reporting in his tweets and reports that Bayern Munich is trying to do everything in their power to land and convince Harry Kane to come and join and play for Bayern Munich. Now this is a little bit of a worrying sign, right? We know that it's really hard for us to negotiate with Daniel Levy, and we know that Daniel Levy pretty much refuses almost to sell to top four rival, although we can argue that Daniel Levy will not be in top four next season the way they are recruiting, and the manager that he's chosen to take this project forward. Also credible sources are saying that Harry Kane will not come back to training after his internationals and holidays, meaning that he will hand in a transfer request. So where will Harry Kane go? We don't know. Just sheer and diabolical when it comes to Mason Mount, and yeah, he played under Tuchel. Will he go and play in Bayern Munich? Yes, definitely. Why not? Bayern is a serious side. They're there to compete in Bundesliga. They've been winning Bundesliga for the past 11-10 years in a row anyway, but in terms of winning Champions League, in terms of assembling a squad. But on the other hand, they have bought up every single great midfielder that is in the European market and Bundesliga itself. So the question is, if I'm with Mason Mount to come play for Tuchel, will I get minutes? Will I be like, a Gravenberch? Will I be like a Sabitzer, just sitting there at the bench? So they're basically bone collectors. They're collecting all the good midfielders, absorbing them and having them as the bench warmers. So that is a very interesting prospect to follow, according to my opinion. But at the end of the day, it does make a little bit sense for Todd Bowley that he's desperate to offload players to buy new fresh blood into his squad and to support Pochettino that's coming in. You know what I mean? So barring that Todd Bowley has good relationship, or not very good relationship, because he sacked Tuchel, but we know that Tuchel knows the player in Mason Mount. It's interesting to see if Bayern Munich will hijack this deal to say, look, we're willing to pay you that 60 million euros plus add-ons. And I don't know, for me it is a fluid market. It is sheer speculations at the moment, but it's possible. Bayern Munich is looking for striker. Bayern Munich is looking for midfielder like the elk of Mason Mount. And if Bayern sees something in it, and United and Ten Hag sees something in Mason Mount, really what he's offering is something really good. Because remember, after Tuchel left, when Graham Potter came in, there was a mismatch of players that was bought in, and he didn't see the light of day. While Harry Potter or Graham Potter was trying to figure out what was his best players, the first 11, the strongest start 11, what was the playing style. It's ugly to say that Mason Mount found himself in limbo, in the shadows, in the grey zone, and didn't see much of the light of the day to giving a start and a lot of starting minutes. So I don't know, I just hope that this saga will end, and whatever Manchester United decides to do in this transfer window, it is yet to be seen. The international window opens on the 1st, which is about 7 days from now, a week from now, of July. So I wouldn't panic. I'm sure that Erik ten Hag has a plan. In fact, I know he has a plan. Who will be the midfield targets? It's damn interesting to see, but I would not sponsor Todd Bowley if I was Manchester United, to give him the advantage, to give him the funds that he needs to get 𝑴𝒊𝒄𝒌. I would just say, this is a third and last offer, and while you're thinking about it, let's go and attack Brighton and 𝒊𝒄𝒌. Guys, this is just my humble opinion. This is what I think is best for the club. But of course, as per usual, I want your thoughts and opinions and feelings. So leave a comment in the video description below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. This is Mick Ruby having my say, and as per usual, giving back your day. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching Mufc Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.